Marasav bows to no one.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Guardians on Patrol. This is our second episode,
Hey.
and I'm excited. And we actually have our audio levels fixed this time.
Happy anniversary.
I'm Josh, and I'm joined by Noah and, of course, Blake.
Hey.
Yeah, we're all actually here this time, so I don't need to play Guardian Down or anything.
Sadly.
We'll be all right. I mean, I can,
Unless we
but
disconnect.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, you just reminded me. I didn't get the revival sound. I added new sounds, and then that was the one that I forgot. It's all right. Next week. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Next week I'll get it in there. Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah.
I'm doing well.
Noah's on his
Yeah.
Noah's on his phone. Yeah.
I finally beat Oryx hard.
Yeah. Yeah, we did that together, actually.
Yeah. We do most of our things together.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for some reason I had such a way harder time trying to do the Oryx challenge mode this time. I don't know if
I felt like it was easy. I kept dying after all, but
oh yeah.
I actually finally did the Oryx challenge hard mode this week as well.
Yeah, we all did it. Wow, okay.
Shout out to Ninja for pulling me through that.
Cool. Yeah, I the first week I did it, I got lucky, and I got in this group where one of the guys was like, I already did it on all my Xbox characters, so this is like the fourth time I've done it. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, and then, but he knew what was up, so he just commanded everyone through the whole thing, and then we were all good to go, and we got it so quick. And then, yeah, it only took us like an hour. But then I tried to do it on Tuesday, and I played for like 2.5 hours. And for some reason, the group I was with was doing super well up until sisters or daughters, whatever. And
what was the name?
yeah, we got up to daughters, and then all of a sudden we started struggling. And then we finally got through daughters, and then it was like we just couldn't do it. So I just left. And that was after like 2.5 hours. And then on Wednesday night, we had a bunch of people in our clan do it with 2 randoms, and it still took us another like 2 hours, but we actually finished. So yeah, that was a good feeling. And of course, yeah, Noah had never done it, so he got his emblem and stuff.
That's awesome.
My awesome ship.
Oh yeah, that ship's cool. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was running it, one of the guys that was in the middle, that was on charge of ogres, he was trying to use the arc sword. And needless to say, he got kicked once we all realized what he was doing after like 40 wipes.
Wait, he was trying to sword the ogres?
Yeah. Well, you know how the arc sword you could like shoot kind of?
Oh, yeah.
So he got by for a couple wipes, but then the guy in the middle finally noticed and kicked him like instantly.
Good God. Yeah, we just had people leave. Like they would do 3 rounds or so, and then they would just not be interested in helping try to problem solve. Like they'd be like, "Nope, that's it," and they would just leave. It's like, okay. Yeah, but
there was one hunter that stayed through the whole thing. I was like, I like you, dude.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Those are the troopers.
I speak to him.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily he stayed like the whole time and helped us out. And then
I frighted him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was helping my friends through just regular normal mode because one of them hasn't beaten Oryx yet, and so I was on my lower like alt character, and we had 2 random guys that were just terrible. And like, I mean, I'm fine. Like I can carry people through. I could keep a level head, but this one other guy that would like 310 light, like he thought he was pulling us through. Like I didn't say I was on my alt. He stayed through almost all of it, and he left at Oryx. And I sent him a message saying, like, hey, thanks for staying as long as you did. Like, some people just can't keep level heads.
Yeah. That's funny, because so you were like a Sherpa in a way, because like we did that this week too. We had very similar weeks, it sounds like.
I should probably get on that PS4 and do it together.
Yeah, I ran an alt for the first time through the raid, and then yeah, we helped. It was two people who had never done it. I don't remember.
Yeah, we shipped through two.
Yeah, and that was pretty fun actually.
That was. It went pretty smoothly.
Yeah,
Like it seemed like they knew what they were doing.
for sure.
I really like teaching it. Like just talking through the mechanics makes me kind of appreciate how much thought was actually put into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I feel like you need to fail at every turn and then explain the failure, and that's how you learn. Like,
Yeah.
the first time we were Sherping and somebody was like, I'm going to explain the Oryx fight, the whole thing. They're like, this is what we're going to do, and the bombs and all that. And like the person was like, you're losing me. I have no idea like what you're saying. So I think it helps to just be like, okay, what we're going to do right now, like if, for instance, if we were on Golgoroth, it's like, we're going to fight ads and then we're going to drop the bubble. And then like you'll probably run into a problem, but that's okay, you know? Because like, oh, I didn't know about the thrall, and then you're gonna tell them, oh yeah, thrall spawn in the middle. You should probably take care of those before we get the bombs, and you're teaching them like step by step. Like they're not gonna get it the first time, so it's like, why even try to do it right the first time? Yeah.
When I first ran Oryx, the guy explaining it didn't explain the shade because he didn't think we would get there in the first run. So like when we all started getting teleported, he's like, "Oh yeah, this happens," and then we had to wipe. But
Yeah, I think it's fine, especially if somebody's new. Like they're not gonna know, so it's better to teach them through trial and error than through like, how come you didn't detonate your bomb the first time we've ever done this? It's like, well, they don't know, you know?
Right.
Yeah, like we went through. I took my girlfriend through Vault of Glass to do her No Time to Explain mission, and it was somebody else's first time ever raiding, and this was year 2, so like nobody was getting anything out of this. We're just doing it, but like half the people didn't know the raid, so it's like we already know they're gonna be confused when we're on Atheon and half of us get teleported and we're like, oh shit, we're on Mars. Like, we knew that was going to be confusing, but we're, like, just telling them step by step. Okay, when this happens, you have to do this. And then we got through it, and I think they enjoyed themselves. I asked my girlfriend, I was like, did you like raiding? Like, did you think that was fun? She was like, yeah, like, it was super cool, because it was, like, totally different than, you know, everything else in the game. But I haven't taken her. I'm going to try and take her through King's Fall next week, because it's going to be War Priest again, and that's easy loot, so... Oh yeah.
I still need to do that one.
I've only done
one.
Oryx. So.
Oh, War Priest is so easy. You just do it normally.
Yeah.
And and since you can just do it in 2 runs, it's like super quick, fast loot. Yeah. Okay. Well, if we're all good chit chatting and stuff, we can go into the space fact of the week if you want. All right. I actually have a new intro for the space fact of the week, and it's probably going to be the permanent one. It's better. It's more concise. I'll play it.
Space, a final frontier.
Yeah. Some
go.
Star Trek.
The
All right.
yeah at the end is just that makes it.
Yeah. So the space fact of the week, I actually wanted to talk about something like really weird. And I wanted to do something about Mars because we all really want the Mars raid. I know we all do. So I wanted to do something really off the wall about Mars. And I thought about like, oh, I should talk about the face on Mars, quote unquote, the face on Mars. Because I thought that was interesting. But for people that don't know, I don't know how you don't know this because it's like a huge thing. In 1976, the Viking 1 satellite got pictures of Mars as it flew by, and it sent back a picture of like rock formations on Mars, and one of them looked like a face. And so for like almost 30 years, people thought, especially like conspiracy theorists and people thought like, oh, there's this face on Mars. Like there must have been some like weird galactic civilization living on Mars that like built all these things. And then in 2001, they took more pictures of that same area and found out that it's just a normal rock formation, and it would just so happen to be like the shadows, basically. Conspiracy theorists will tell you otherwise. They'll be like, it's cover up, but no, it's just rocks. Like, But it's one of those fascinating things that people still reference, like the face on Mars and stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting and off the wall, and I wanted to do that because Bungie, I really want a Mars raid so bad. So that's our space fact. The space fact of the week is that the face on Mars is not actually a face. That's the space fact.
Space fact of the week: there's a rock on Mars.
There's a rock on Mars that kind of looked like a face for like 30 years. Exactly. Anyway, yeah, I guess we can talk about like all the stuff that happened this week. There's actually stuff to talk about, oddly enough.
Yeah.
It's not even really like, it's like not even news, really, but it's still kind of news. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's just get into it. So for the first things first, there was a tweet by, I don't remember what account. I think it was the actual Bungie account.
I think.
Yeah, they tweeted out that on the 21st, which is the day that all the Bungie employees come back from their break, there's going to be a weekly update, like we all knew, but that the weekly update won't be an announcement of the large content patch that we all expect. What it's going to be instead is a breakdown of everything that's going to be in the February update. And we didn't know there was going to be a February update, so at least that's nice.
Yeah.
To know that that's coming, but at the same time, I still want to know what the big thing is that's coming, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they just had to lower the hype because everyone's like, oh man, big break. They're going to announce something. I think even we were talking about that last week.
Yeah.
But it could just be they're on vacation right now and they need to make sure we're not like going crazy over here with our own thoughts, like ready for something huge.
Yeah. That's true. What do you guys think's going to be in this February update? You think there'll be more Crucible balancing? Because last I checked, everybody says like this is the most balanced the Crucible's ever been outside of Mida and Last Word, basically.
I feel like I agree. Crucible is really balanced right now. It might just be very minor tweaks for Crucible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what could be in this patch.
Well, we're still waiting for the dawning. I was so sure it was going to happen this week, and it didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hell, when?
Yeah.
It's like the files are in the game. Like, when is this happening? Maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah.
When we get that emblem.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If I had to guess at least one thing that'll be in the February patch, it's so tiny. Such a small change. But I saw this on the subreddit. They were talking about hand cannons and a minor buff that they can make to hand cannons that actually won't really impact the Crucible all that much, but would make hand cannons better in PvE. Because right now I feel like hand cannons kind of suck in PvE. Like,
yeah, I'm just rocking the IS Luna, but
yeah, for
that's
sure.
about it.
It's like, yeah, IS Luna with explosive rounds rocks. Like I have one and it's so good. But or if you have like an Imago loop or whatever.
Escaped me.
The what?
The Imago loop has escaped me.
Oh yeah, I still don't have one. But I mean, even then, it's like not like hand cannons are still not that great. But I think a minor buff that they could do that I saw on the forums that I kind of agree with is that hand cannons have like no ammo whatsoever.
Yeah.
They have like 60 rounds, which I kind of understand because the way I broke it down was like, well, if you think about comparing a hand cannon to a pulse rifles shoot 3 bullets in their burst, and they do about as much damage as one shot from a hand cannon does.
Mm-hmm.
And hand cannons have about a third of the ammo. So to me, it was like, oh, you have to time your shots better, but you're still kind of doing the same amount of damage in a way. So it's like, oh, they have to space out the ammo the same way. But at the same time, it's like, it takes a bit more firepower in PvE because there's so many more enemies and you miss a lot of those shots and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, speak for yourself. No.
I feel like even if they gave you an extra 30 bullets, I feel like that would be enough to make hand cannons a bit better in PvE while not really impacting like their their use in the Crucible, because to be honest, I never run out of ammo in the Crucible. I'm usually dead before I even run out of ammo. So
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah, so like by the time it would actually happen, it's like it doesn't matter. So giving hand cannons an ammo boost won't actually affect the balance of the game, but it'll make it better in PvE. I was just
Right.
wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, like just running the Nightfall with Juggler, like I run out of hand cannon ammo all the time because I do use the Ias Luna if I don't really feel like grabbing a different gun from the vault or something. But
Yeah.
the extra 30 bullets definitely could make a difference. I didn't even read that. I like it.
Yeah. I feel like I don't run out of like bullets when I'm using a hand cannon in PvE.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
Really?
I feel like
You're
I'm
not using
always
it
running out of
properly.
Hawkmoon ammo.
I don't use Hawkmoon.
Oh. Well, I'm trying to get my hand cannon Grimoire card like ranked up, so I've just been using like Hawkmoon.
Mhm.
Oh.
But yeah, and I know that's a really nerdy thing to do, but I've just been wanting to do it.
I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Because I found out, I thought I was near the top of the Grimoire score, and I found out that it's like 4,800, and I'm at 4,300, and I said, this will not do. So now I'm like looking at all the Grimoire cards I haven't ranked up yet and stuff, and I'm like, oh, hand cannons, fusion rifles, I need to use these things. So, yeah.
I think I still have the machine gun one, and I was working on it before Taken King dropped, but it just fell on the back burner for now.
Mhm. I haven't checked I know my rocket one's low because I usually used machine guns in PvP.
Mm.
Like I rock Quillam's Terminus, right? Yeah, I rock that thing like there's no tomorrow. Because like, you kill War Priest, you get a free one that's like 320. Like everyone has that freaking gun, and it just rocks people's socks off. It's so good. Yeah. Other than that, I don't even know if that's actually happening in the February update, but I just feel like that's something small that could happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what else could be in the update.
I think they need to do something about endgame stuff. So like I was running Prison of Elders yesterday just because I want to get my House of Judgment up, and we beat Skolas obviously in like 8 seconds with Sleeper Simulant.
Yeah.
But I only got like half of a rank, and so I'm like rank 1.5, and I need to get rank 3 to get the shaders. Not huge, but I would really hope for that.
Yeah, I started running like 28 Prison of Elders just because I have treasure keys left over, and I'm like, oh, I could try to get some year 1 exotics I don't have. And like I haven't really got any, but I keep trying.
Right, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah. I took my girlfriend through it, and she got a frickin' Thunderlord, and I've never gotten anything out of that chest. I'm like, damn it, this is your first time, and you just get a Thunderlord? I don't even have that thing. But
I remember like, oh yeah, go ahead.
I think I got super good advice from the last time I ran it, which was after the Taken King came out.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never gotten an exotic from it, but I remember my friends and I, we pushed one of the like warden ball things, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's one on the reef. We pushed one from the Fallen Arena all the way to the vault because we thought it was good luck and we were going to get a Galahorn.
That's awesome.
It took us like an extra maybe 20 minutes just to push the thing and get it out from being stuck in corners, and it never worked.
So I have a question, and I don't know if you guys know the answer to this, and if any listeners out there know the answer, please tweet at me or the show or email into the show, because I've been looking everywhere to try and figure this out. If I run like Vault of Glass old school, can I still get like year 1 exotics from doing that? Or did they like lock that out? Because I know you can't get the ships or like Timebreaker anymore and stuff. But
I think you can still get exotics. I didn't know you couldn't get the ship though, so I wouldn't trust my judgment on this one.
I heard that you can't. I don't know if that's a fact.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. So yeah, tweet at us.
Yeah, let us know, because I really want to know, because if I can, like, I still have, like, I don't have Vex Mythoclast, I don't have Galahorn, I don't have a couple of these things, and I kind of just want them to, have the Grimoire card and to just kind of complete my collection, like just to have them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. And it's not driving me crazy or anything. It's just something like I want to know because I would love to to do that. And also, if Bungie made a level 40 version of both those raids, and that's even like a better incentive. Like you can get these old exotics that were bumping up to year 2 or something. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I doubt they're doing that. But if they did, that would be great.
But speaking of collections and the Vex, I still have in my vault the old damage Vex mythic class. Like,
oh wow,
they buffed it, but they didn't buff the old guns, and I'm never deleting that thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I still have my Stranger's rifle, not because it's like any good. It's just
I do too.
it's like I got this from beating the story, so it's like I'll never get
Yeah.
it anywhere else, you know. So
Yeah.
I kept it. And I also kept my very first white ghost as just a like, it was just my buddy, you know. Even
I
though-
have the same one.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just kept it in
Yeah.
my vault, like it's in there. I have some weird stuff in my vault. Like I kept all my masks in there. Like the blue ones aren't broken because they're in my vault, and I'm like, maybe next Halloween I'll get more glue. I'll fix them, you know. But
I got all of the masks just trying to get that flame mask.
Yeah, the blue skull.
Yeah. Which I
damn.
got it. So I have
Oh, nice.
the blue skull, all of the masks, and like 5 glue ready to
Jesus
go
Christ.
for the next one.
RNG
gosh.
just smiled down upon you because
Yeah.
like the blue ghost was the only one I didn't get. I got every single one except that. And
I
was
put it on
driving me
whenever I
nuts.
can.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was driving me crazy. But then at some point I was like, you know, it doesn't matter. But I just kind of wish I could have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would have been better if like you could buy the random pack, but if you spent like 5 times the amount of candy, you could just buy one of the masks.
That would have made sense.
That would have been way better because then it's like, oh, the only mask I don't have is like Atheon. Well, then I could just get 5 times the amount of candy, just buy the Atheon mask, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Were we still talking about the February update, or did we move on? I can't even remember at this
I
point.
feel like we subconsciously moved on.
We did.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, yeah, February update's coming. It's nice to know that we're getting updates every month. It's kind of what's keeping this game alive for me because it's like, oh, there's always something kind of new, like new tweaks to look forward to and stuff. But
Yeah.
another thing I think they need to do in the February update, actually, before we move on, is they need to. I've never even been to the lighthouse. I don't know if I'll ever even get to the freaking lighthouse, but I think the lighthouse needs like a guaranteed 320 drop. And I know a lot of other people in the community have said this too, because like you do the raid challenge, you get a guaranteed 320. Like that's,
Yeah.
you know, that's the hardest raid thing you can do is do a raid challenge, and then boom, here's your guaranteed 320 drops. But if you do the hardest thing you can do in PvP, which is get to the lighthouse, you don't get that, and it's not like not comparable. So I think that's a good change.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, just more opportunities for 320 loot actually in general. I just did a video about this, which is going to be posted over on guardiansonpatrol.com actually. About why the loot system is like there's more loot now, but it's harder to get the right loot
Yeah.
because there's even more RNG attached to the loot. So it was like I would think the way to fix it is like if you do normal raid, you should just get 310s. Like it shouldn't be like it's 300 through 310. No, just give me 310, right?
Yeah.
And then if I do
Right.
hard raid, just give me 320. Like that's the
And
way it should
don't-
work.
Put the normal raid stuff into hard mode, please. Because I got 3 normal raid helmets from
Well,
doing
that's
hard-
getting double the loot for beating hard mode before
Yeah.
normal mode.
Yeah, well they used
Oh, I did
it,
normal.
it worked the same way when you did Vault of Glass. It was like if you did hard and you didn't do normal, it gave you all the normal loot at the same
Right,
time too.
right.
But it's just like with the challenge and stuff, it's like you just get this explosion of stuff, and you're like,
Yeah.
where do I even start looking? And then you're trying to look around. But damn you for getting 3 helmets because I don't even have one.
but they're all normal ones. They're all white.
Oh. Yeah, I need like a 320. Like when the Oryx challenge was around, I was like, I gotta get like a 320, you know, something, but I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I just put it in my Mida. I was like, just whatever.
Kinda.
Anyway, so that kind of wraps it up. There's a February update to look forward to, and hopefully what we read on the weekly update is cool and gets us excited, and we'll talk about it obviously on this show when that happens. So we had some glitch stuff to talk about, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So why don't you let us know what's happening, because I haven't really seen this on the subreddit or anything. I must be
weird.
looking somewhere else.
Well, there's one major glitch, one depends who you talk to, major glitch. One of them is there's bodies that are just stacking up. They're not disintegrating after you die. So there were a couple of videos posted on the subreddit of just someone running around like rusted lands and stuff, just seeing bodies everywhere. And in some of the maps, they're actually like floating. If you were shot midair, your body just stays floating where you were dead. That's where it becomes major, because it's starting to get into like sniping lanes and stuff. My one friend was complaining about that. And you can't shoot through the bodies, obviously. The other major glitch is Titans are dying instantly if they pop their bubble midair, and that costed a couple trials rounds. But those are the glitches, if you want to discuss.
That is interesting. I've been running Defender Titan in Crucible just because I need to level her Defender up. Like, I don't have it that high. Like, I don't even have, like, the Blessing or weapons on her yet, so I need to just get that leveled up. But I sometimes activate my bubble in air, and I've never seen this happen. So this must be, like, relatively new or something.
I wonder if it's Xbox only. I didn't actually look into that, because it's happening to me and a couple people that I've talked to on Xbox, and I saw like 2 or 3 videos on the subreddit in like the same thread.
Oh.
But I didn't actually notice if it was Xbox or PS4, because that could be why.
Maybe. That would be weird.
Yeah.
That would.
It doesn't make sense, but possible.
Yeah, for sure. That's so strange. Yeah, hopefully they fix that soon. Like a hot fix or something. And we don't have to wait all the way until February update or something like that. That'd be awful. Yeah.
But then the bodies.
Oh yeah, tell me about the body glitching, 'cause I don't know what this is.
So first, the first theory I read was that it was something to do with fusion rifles. Like, people started using more fusion rifles, and there might have been a glitch with the bodies disintegrating with that animation. But I died a couple times not to a fusion rifle, and my body stayed. So I feel like Bungie just went on their vacation, and all of a sudden, like, things just went on autopilot, and disintegration just went away.
Weird.
But it's kind of ominous. Like, you just see all these bodies floating around, and you're like, man, we are zombies. We're being resurrected every time, and that used to be me, and now this is me here with a gun.
Yeah.
It's strange. Yeah, I have seen more fusion rifles though. Oddly enough, it was all after that freaking that Crucible Radio episode where they talked about fusion rifles. Everybody's like, "Oh, they're fine. I'm gonna use them now." Saw like people firing Telestos at me, and I'm like, "The hell? What's going on?" Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. Even I tried to take Telesto into Crucible, and it's kind of hard. Like, you have to hit every bolt to get it. But I guess that's part of the skill of using it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know that there's, like, honestly that much else to talk about. I mean, that thing happened. We all got our coins. We all got our free 15 coins.
In 10 different packages.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was like, I'm so popular, and I was like, oh yeah, it's just the 15 votes and strange coins.
I kind of wish that I had gotten 15 for every character, but I get why. That's kind of ridiculous. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had like 73 or something when Xur showed up, so I was ready. I was like, I'm ready to spend some money, but I bought the gloves because I didn't have those Titan gloves. And then I bought a year 1 exotic because I was like, I only have 2 of the year 1 heavies. So I was like, I'm taking a roll. I got a 60% chance to get something new, and I got truth, and I freaked out because I needed a truth, and now I finally have one, and I was very happy about that.
That's great.
Yeah, and then I didn't buy Dragon's Breath because I already bought Dragon's Breath, but my girlfriend bought Dragon's Breath, and
Speaking of truth, did you see the video where the guy launched a rocket, a tracking rocket? I don't think it was truth actually.
I
But-
think it was it's a tracking rocket. It was on like Vertigo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went up and he followed it with his camera. That was like the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that GIF was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that GIF was amazing, and I saw so many like the power of truth is real because when we were playing Trials this week, I saw so many rockets like do these weird arcs, and I was like, oh, yeah. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
you died to truth. I'm like, yep. Glad I have one of these now.
That's what I run with.
Yeah. I also I got a super good advice this week. I didn't have that, and it's like a 310. I actually got it out of the exotic chest in King's Fall.
Have
and
you held down the right trigger yet?
I haven't
Forever?
I haven't
love
even taken it out yet.
Dang.
Yeah, I need to go roll with that thing a little bit because I've heard it's kind of cool. So
It's crazy.
yeah.
You like never run out of ammo. Okay, you
it's
run out of ammo, but for a while.
So is it like the No Time to Explain of heavy weapons or something?
You don't even have to land your shots. Like they nerfed it for year 2, but there were clips of year 1 stuff where they're in Vault of Glass for oracles, and they just, as soon as they teleport, they're holding down the trigger, and they shoot all of the oracles without reloading, and they get into the portal back.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a guaranteed mulligan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to take that thing out for a spin this week. Because I got it, and I was all, oh, yeah, excited. I got a new toy. And then I just never played with it.
The kids of this generation.
Yeah. So I actually saw, I was just looking at the subreddit right now just to see if I had missed anything. And I saw an interesting post. And I wanted to know what you guys think about this. We'll have a little weekly discussion before we get into the reader mail, I guess.
Okay.
So the title, this is by Golandrinus. I don't know how to
Seems
pronounce
good.
it. The headline says Luke Smith has said multiple times that raids are not a promise, but I feel like Destiny needs at a minimum 2 raids per year. And I'm wondering how you guys feel about that. Like, do we need 2 raids per year? Like, is that a thing that has to happen, or do you think the current like weird raid schedule? Because at this rate, it was 1 raid in 2014 when the game came out, and then it was Crota's End like only a few months after. But then we went all like almost 9 months until we 8 or 9 months until we got King's Fall.
I would rather have 1 excellent raid than 2 mediocre raids. I'm not saying that Crota's or Oryx was mediocre. I'm just saying that I'd rather have just 1 really good raid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that no. I think we are promised a raid just because that is like the thing that is keeping veteran Destiny players still playing Destiny. But I agree that they should take the time to make a really good raid, and I don't think we need 2 raids a year. At least 1, though.
Yeah, definitely 1.
I
And
think
all they really have to do is make past raids relevant, and we'll have 3 to just toy around with.
Yeah. You know, I used to be one of those people that's like, why would you want to go back to the... I mean, I love Vault of Glass, right? But I'm like, why would you want to go back? Like, that's not how MMOs work. It's always about, like, what's relevant now. Because I'm somebody who played WoW, right? But now that I think about it, I'm like, there's just a ton of content that, like, it's unplayable, basically, at this point. Like, half the game is just, like, in this spot where it's like, nobody does it anymore.
Right.
And then I'm like, you know, now that I think about it, that kind of sucks. like I kind of do want them to come back. Like I I did a post on the subreddit a while back, like advocating for. I was like, if we're not going to get a new raid for like the next 6 months, can we get a third raid tier called like Legend or something?
Yeah.
Where, and then of course I got people saying like, and this is so funny because I'm like friends with game developers and I live with one. They're like, that's really hard to do. Bungie doesn't have the time. Like, you think I don't get that? I just like the whole point was this would be nice. I didn't say like give this to me.
Right.
But I think like if they brought back Vault of Glass, Crota's End, and then bumped up King's Fall to this like legend rank or something, and then maybe you got like 330 loot from it or something like that, I think that would be really cool.
Do you want them to up the light level to 330 with that too?
Yeah, why not?
All right. I don't know. I just it seems like they're keep like putting up the light level, and there's no real reason for it right now.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I in that video I did, I actually compared the whole light level thing to the way item levels work in WoW, and I was saying that like there shouldn't be things like 313 gear. Like it should only be 310 or 320. And the reason is because, and I mean the infusion system, fine. Like if there's like some weird denominator, yeah, that's fine. Just have that. But the reason is because when you play like raids in WoW, there's not a random number associated with the gear. There is an item number. So like you might run a normal Hellfire Citadel and you'll get item level 700 gear, and there's a stat associated with that, right? But you're never going into a raid and getting like 701, 704. It's always 700, and then like when you run the next higher one, it's like 710, and the 710 has better stats than the 700, but it's never like this weird random kind of thing. Right? It's just like, you got it, cool, And I think that's the main problem I have with the loot system right now. And I think that raids should get kind of updated to that at some point. Maybe like the next raid. Obviously, they already did challenge mode, so I feel like they can't really do it with King's Fall. But if the Mars raid comes out and they're like, okay, the way the Mars raid loot table works is normal, it's all 310, and hard, it's all 320. I think that would be much better. But
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the current like hand-holding walking to exotics. Like Sleeper Simulant was supposed to be the new Galahorn, but if you follow these steps, all of a sudden it's yours. Like, so I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I really liked how I played hours on end trying to get a random roll of getting the Galahorn. But now I'm not really working towards anything randomly. So I think if Crota, or not Crota, if Oryx or the new Mars raid was giving out automatically 310 or 320, I don't know if I'm a fan of that.
Well, I'm not saying you're going to get like a Galahorn automatically.
Yeah.
I'm saying that when you get it, it'll be like, obviously none of the upgrade bubbles will be unlocked, right? That's something you have to do.
Right.
But like if I run hard Oryx and I beat him and I roll the number to get the helmet, like I think if it should just be a 320 helmet. Now like the roll might not be as good. Like, it might be discipline and strength, and I'm like, fuck, because I want to run intellect and discipline. But like it should at least give me like that, right? Because like that's the way Destiny Year 1 worked for the most part, was like you weren't like relying on this random number like on top of the gear. Like
I'm with you now.
Yeah. I think that random like weird between the two numbers is what throws it off. Like when you got a Fatebringer and you leveled it up, everybody had the same Fatebringer, right? It's not like my Mida tool is better than your Mida because mine's 314 and yours is 312.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of an issue.
You've convinced me in the span of a minute.
Oh, I'm glad. I think I mean there is something to say about like random gear, right? I'm not saying
Yeah.
get rid of randomness. Like
Right.
it is exciting when you've played the raid like 5 times and then you're like, man, I really want that helmet, and then that helmet drops and you freak out. Like that's one of the magical things about this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying like on top of that, there are 3 other random things that have to happen for you to be like, this is a great piece of loot. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of those fucking up will automatically make you go, this is garbage, and then you just rip it apart, right? So, yeah, I don't know. This would be interesting. We'll see what they say. I'm not saying like they're gonna do that in the like February update or anything. I'm just saying like for the future that might be good. And God knows like if they'll even do any of this, because they could be like Destiny 2's on the way. None of this matters, you know.
True.
So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we can go to questions if anyone, unless anyone else has any interesting things they want to bring up.
Well, there was the Red Bull quest, but we don't
Oh, the
really-
Red Bull quest. Yeah, we can talk about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So me and you logged in Friday to play Trials, and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden we're
Trials.
like, "What is this quest at the tower?"
Yeah.
It's like some
Well, the
racing thing. Get a
first-
sparrow.
So
Yeah,
make
I-
the Vanguard smile.
Yeah.
I got the Sparrow. It's kind of, but the first thing was do like the racing patrol missions, and then you have to get like the thing after that. I don't remember what it's called.
The
Overcharge.
Yeah, overcharge is what it's called. And then after that, you had to do destroy Shanks and eliminate the Saber and complete the strike, the Fallen Saber. And you also had to kill a bunch of like sniper Shanks. And then that's when you got the little Sparrow. Well, and after that, you got a mission from Lord Shax, which was I don't know. You had to carry like the Rift Ball, and you had to successfully slam it into their little basket, and then you had to win 3 matches. And then this one's like go into the fire team with your Crucible and win, and then like one of your fire team members has to have the top first place, and that's kind of how far I got.
Oh,
I
that
don't
one
know if you guys got
doesn't
any.
sound as bad, but the Rift one, you want me to dunk? I'm only a man, okay?
It took a
I got
long
it.
time when I did it.
I got it
so
the first
hard.
game. I got it the first game because it was Vertigo, and nobody knows that you can just go through that portal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
The problem is like dunking. I think I've dunked twice ever.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Especially,
Yeah,
but
it is.
I think if you play with a team, it's probably a lot easier because you actually have an escort. But when you just play with randoms, it's like everyone's just playing it like it's Clash.
Right.
well, I'm the guy at the Rift with Invective just shoot you right as you're about to dunk, and you just die.
Oh
so
man.
I'm that guy.
I almost dunked the other day, and then I got killed right at the thing, and I was screaming. I'm like, ah! I don't play that much Rift though.
I don't either.
I feel like there's like a secret community of like sweaty Rift players. Cause like I get in random or I get in with like one of my friends and there's always like a team of 6 that is just dominating and we get mercied. And I don't think I've ever been put into a fair Rift game unless I had 5 other people with me.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. You say sweaty, like secret sweaty Rift community. I'm just imagining all these people in black robes. We shall dunk.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. Yeah, but yeah, the Red Bull quest. I need to work on that because I never bought. I don't like energy drinks, so then I never bought the Red Bull and never put in the
didn't either.
code or anything. Yeah. I could have and just poured it down the sink, but I just was like, I'm not going to support that, so I didn't buy it. But
I supported it.
that's fine.
But it was a really nice like treat having that Sparrow going into SRL because it was a trick Sparrow that was like able to match up speed wise.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was so funny. Like I didn't realize until SRL was over, but like when it first started, I was winning game like hand over fist with my the veteran one, the all black one that you got.
Yeah, Ravensteel.
Yeah, Ravensteel. I was just winning all the time, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. And then I needed to get tricks for my book, and I got one of the like trick sparrows, and then after that I started losing. Like I could not win. And I was like, oh, maybe I bumped up an MMR and SRL or something. Like, I don't know, but then I just couldn't win at all.
Weird.
Did a lot of tricks, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The tricks were necessary though if you were like side boosting, because if you land a trick, you refuel and you could do it again. That's where I needed the trick set.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shall we get into mail time?
I think we
Works
shall.
for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
mail time.
Checking.
All right.
Oh, you know what we should do?
Huh.
Get the Blues Clues mail time song.
Yeah. Okay. So you're. It's funny you say that because on every other gaming podcast I've ever done, that has been the mail time jingle.
Really?
It's a mail time, mail time, mail time. Yeah. And I almost did it for this one, but I was like, oh, I want something Destiny related, so I did the.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. I did a bunch of gaming podcasts and we did the mail time jingle for it. So, these great minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question, it's worded weirdly, but I think Noah understands what he's trying to say. So Andrew Diaz asks, oh, and by the way, if you go to guardiansonpatrol.com, go to our contact page, fill that out. You can get your answers, or I guess your questions answered on the show, or you can tweet at us at Guardians Patrol, or we have just a direct email, guardiansonpatrol@gmail.com, and hit us up there. We'll answer your questions right on the air. So our first question, like I said before, comes from Andrew Diaz, who says, against equally skilled teams in trials, what is the most, I guess, successful setup classes and subclasses
well.
take down? Or the hardest, I guess.
It's against equally skilled teams and trials. What is the most difficult setup classes and
Oh, I must
to
have
take
wrote
down?
it down wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is my fault. But I thought this question was interesting because honestly, I think it A, depends on the map, and B, I don't know that it matters like too much. It's weird. I don't know. I think it really depends on the
meta,
map.
too.
Yeah, and the meta.
Yeah.
I feel like the best teams though are diverse teams.
Yeah.
I mean, when Titans were all the rage, I mean, 3 Sunbreakers would basically win every Trials game.
Mhm.
But now that they've been nerfed and like people are using like Defender in Trials, I don't know, man. I feel like it really depends on. I think a diverse team with doing diverse things helps. That's what I
Right.
think. But
Yeah.
it really does depend on the map because a lot of maps like are suitable for 1 sniper, 2 shotguns. Some do like all snipers. Some are just all over the place, and
Mhm.
I think it also depends, or if they have high discipline and tracking grenades. Because if they're able to just refresh those tracking grenades over and over
Yeah.
again, like
Oh yeah.
that's pretty tough to beat.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. By the way, really hated Trials this week. Like,
Oh my god.
good
Oh.
God, I hate Memento.
I just like sludged through it.
I was like, can we just finish our bounties? Like, I don't want to do this. I don't even remember what I got, honestly.
I don't even think. Oh, I got the water star. Never.
Oh,
the
okay.
tin can.
Oh no, yeah, no, I got the inward lamp. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I got the machine gun and I dismantled it.
Yeah.
I kept my inward lamp because everybody says it's so good. But mine's not leveled up at the moment. But I got the full auto on it, and I started firing it, and I'm like, this is almost like Suros. Like, it's crazy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and now I'm like, I kind of want to level this up and see how it goes. So I haven't actually taken it into Crucible yet, but I was playing with it. We were doing PvE stuff, and I'm like, man, this thing actually could be pretty damn powerful. Now I know why everyone uses it, but
Yeah. Put some motes into it.
yeah, and I need to put more. Well, I think the problem was I didn't have any spin metal, and I just spent all of my marks on getting my year 2 truth after getting that year 1 version.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any, and I was like, oh, I need spin metal, and then I haven't done any like dailies or anything to get it. Maybe after this.
Well, if you want a counter opinion, I was not doing very well with the inward lamp, and I think I also have full auto.
Interesting.
So it might just be me, but now you got 2 opinions.
I have noticed that I don't do good with full auto on pulse rifles because it makes my Like the recoil doesn't go all the way back down to its default center before it
Yeah.
fires again,
Yeah.
and that throws me off. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I'll have to play with it. I don't know yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, fuck Memento. That map sucks.
Yeah, I got like so like done with it that me and this other guy went in there with no lane beyond.
Oh my god.
Which I hate.
Somehow,
But we would finish this.
somehow, some way, only lost 4-5. I don't know how.
I don't know
Um.
how. I also pulled out Galahorn too.
Oh yeah, and you killed somebody with it.
I did.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen the look on their face. Like, jelly horn?
Great.
What the hell? Yeah, God, Memento, that was the worst. Please go back to Bannerfall. Just every week.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
My last game, we were actually winning, and then one of the enemy team guys started lagging like crazy, and so they brought it up to a 4-4, and it was down to him, last man standing, and my friend tethered him, but then he teleported out of the tether, somehow rezzed both of his teammates, and then killed us all for the win. And like I messaged him saying to fix his connection, and he messaged back with just a tongue face. And I was infuriated,
Oh
and
my
I turned
God.
off Destiny.
You know what? So I got Halo 5 this week. I had been waiting, but since Christmas came, I got all these gift cards, and I was like, oh, I'd jump on Halo 5, you know? So I finally got it, and man, the freaking online infrastructure in Halo 5 is so much better. You punch people, and they actually die. It's crazy. Like, I was like, oh, all my Destiny skills will translate. And for the most part, they do. And but like I wasn't ready for like how, which is so strange to say. I wasn't ready for how responsive everything is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I punched that guy and he didn't stagger before he died. He actually just died. It's like, oh, this is nuts. It's because that game has dedicated servers, and we don't. And it's crazy. And people can like lag switch and stuff. That was also a big problem when I played Gears 1. When I played Gears 1, you could just host a game, and people could go to random lobbies. And if you were the host, you had the best connection by default. So
Yeah,
people would, people would unplug their router and plug it back in, and then they would just run around the map shotgunning people. So all of a sudden, somebody would be lagging, and all of a sudden you would just blow up because they just running on shotgunning people.
My brother made a lag switch back in like Call of Duty 4 days. It looked really funny, but I would be so pissed if I was on the other end of it.
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, it's the absolute worst. Yeah. You know, and now that we were talking about Bannerfall and Trials, and you unplugged me here. There's this mode in Halo 5. It is my new favorite shooter mode probably ever. It is
Do tell.
the best. It is called Breakout, and it is so awesome. So it is probably the most balanced shooter experience I've ever had, and I really want something like this in Destiny. So the maps are all kind of like, they just look like Tron, basically. They're not really like, they don't have like shrubbery or anything. It's just geometric shapes, right?
Mhm.
Everyone has the same guns. Everyone has the SMG pistol and one grenade. Everyone comes in with the same stuff, the same everything, and then the maps, every single Breakout map is perfectly symmetrical. All of the power weapons are in the middle lanes, and then there's like one long-range weapon for each team that's like placed in a symmetrical place. And there's a flag in the middle, and it's round-based. When you die, you're dead for the round, and it's it's so much fun. It's so good. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, my friend was explaining it. Is it like if you capture the flag, you can win instantly?
Yeah, so if you kill everyone on the other team, you win the round. And then the other win condition is like you grab the flag and put it in their base. So it's to keep people from like, if you're the last one, like, I'm just going to run the clock and hide in this corner and no one's ever going to find me. It's like, well, they can just capture the flag. So you actually have to do something. It's just so, and the rounds are quick. The rounds are like a minute and a half, maybe. And they go by so quick, but like it's so competitive and so balanced that like, I'm like, man, I really wish that it doesn't need to be as crazy like baseball, football as this, you know, where it's just like this is the map. It's perfectly symmetrical. All these things. I just want symmetrical maps in Destiny, and I want it to be, I want something like Breakout in Destiny. And I also just want dedicated servers, so when I punch someone in the face, they just die and they don't get like
Right.
yeah.
Wait, but you're a warlock. You have like shotgun melees.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was running Stormcaller in Trials, and I forgot like how far my melee was, and you just Sidious people from so far away, and they're just like,
Yeah.
God. It's great.
I was watching a stream today, and the like platform in not Blind Watch, Firebase Delphi. It's like a platform, and there's special below it. It's in the center.
Yeah.
You could like walk in and out. So the warlock literally was entering that platform, meleeed, and killed the guy on the other side of the platform.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I think the warlock melee is like 12 meters or something. It's really long.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's fine because like the warlock has so many warlock has terrible mobility. So that's part of one of its things. I mean, I feel like warlocks have horrible mobility. Like it's hard for that. Like when I play my hunter, I'm running like it's freaking Mirror's Edge, and I'm like bouncing off the walls, sliding and running under everything. And then when I'm a warlock, it's like everything's slow. Like I'm slowed down.
That's how I feel with playing Titans after using Hunter for all my life.
But you could skate with the Titan. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Titans have their mobility perks, but I feel like warlocks don't, which they get a buff to their melee.
Yeah.
But I honestly am not dying by warlock melee like all the time, so I don't think it's unbalanced. I play Crucible with all classes, so I feel like I have like an okay perspective right now. If I had to say anything is needs a tiny nerf, probably Stormcallers need like a small nerf, like just a teensy tiny little nerf, But
what would the nerf be?
I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is. But when you look on Guardian GG, they have like almost a whole 0.1 like KD lead over everything else.
Okay.
So I feel like a small, just really tight, like maybe even take like a second or two off the amount of super time, or like maybe decrease the armor by like just enough. I feel like they could get them to like a good spot. I don't think they're particularly like OP. Like I'm never mad about it, but I feel like they could use like just a tiny knock, just a little teensy tiny knock, just like a dash of nerf. Like that's it. Yeah, I don't know.
A dash of nerf.
Just a dash of nerf football. That's all they need. Okay. So for our second question, and I guess last question of the show because we're running a little long. Ryan Lombardo asks, and I love this question: what is your favorite raid moment and why? Anyone can start.
No, are you ready? Or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I guess I'll do it.
Okay.
Well, this happened this week. It's after the Golgroth fight, and then you go outside of in that little jumping puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first part where the spark the spark is, and then you just get launched off the side with like that little like ship that comes out. That's probably like one of my favorite moments because it's just so it catches you off guard.
Yeah.
It's great. And you can still like trick people with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm always like, hey, go and see what that spark is, and they just get launched off the side.
Oh my god. Yeah, we did that with our Sherpa group. It's like it's almost like hazing. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it. I think I did that too. My friend Matt, like in something. I don't remember what we were. Oh, what it was I did it with my girlfriend. We were playing that mission where you're on Earth and you're trying to get Cade's like warp drive or whatever, and you go into the thing and the Taken like Centurion pushes you off the side. I was like, oh, Nicole, you go first, and she's like, okay, and she jumps over there, and I just see her go, blah, just fly, and I just start laughing. She's like, you're so mean. I was like, I had to. This is a special moment. I know that's not a raid moment, but it was funny.
It's good.
Yeah. I guess I'll go. My favorite raid moment ever was beating Vault of Glass for the first time. Just because I had never experienced anything like that in a shooter before, and I was one of those people. It's like, I'll never raid. I don't have a clan. I don't have friends. And then I discovered LFG, and my girlfriend was out of town. I had nothing to do on this Friday night. Like, none of my friends were around. I said, you know what? I'm gonna like actually take a shot at this. I'm gonna make an attempt. So I like went on LFG, and when I got in the group, I was like kind of nervous about talking to like people I didn't know, and I was like, hey, yeah, I've just letting you know I've never done this before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what to expect, and they're like, oh, it's cool, whatever. And then it took 3 hours to get through it, but goddamn, what a fun 3 hours. And then I got my the ship you get from Vault of Glass. That was like the big thing I got at the end.
That's awesome.
And I've been using the ship ever since because it reminds me of the first time I ever ran Vault of Glass, and I just really like the way it looks. So
it's touching.
It's so touching. Yeah.
My favorite moment actually is about the raid, but I wasn't in the raid. So I was running with my buddy John and Max. I just called him Matt. That's embarrassing. So they were running with me, and then I had to get off. And they ended up going farther and farther with other people. And so later that night, they didn't get past Gorgons. And so he was explaining Gorgons to me, and it was just this most magical experience that he was talking about. He's like, yeah, there's these like wardens that are going around this maze, and we don't know where the exit is, and if they see you, you're dead. And I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. He's like, yeah, you gotta like sneak around. And it was just like so magical explaining it that I went and I talked to my girlfriend about it, and I was like, it's so magical. There's like wardens that if they see you, you're dead. And she's like, okay, yeah, sure. And so when I finally got there, I was like, this is everything I've imagined it to be, and that's my favorite moment.
I do love the Gorgon maze is funny, and going in for the No Time to Explain with a bunch of level 40s with swords getting to take their vengeance on those Gorgons was like so funny, because I was like, oh, I heard you can kill the Gorgons now, and they're all like, really? And I'm like, yeah, everybody pulls out their swords. So we all purposely like got caught by the very first one, and then it was just 6 people beating the shit out of this thing, and it died, and everyone's cracking up. It was so funny. Yeah, the Gorgon maze is a special place, but yeah, I really love that question. Thank you, listeners. And like I said, you can email us, guardiansonpatrol@gmail.com, and on our website and all that. Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening to Guardians on Patrol. Remember that we are now available on iTunes, Stitcher, and other podcast services as of this week. And of course, I want to remind you to go to guardiansonpatrol.com, use our contact page to get your fan mail read and all that good stuff. And of course, we're going to close out the show with the song of the week. And this time, we actually have a cover of the song from Top Gun, Danger Zone, by one of my favorite bands ever, the Proto Men. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to see you Starside.
It's a